Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Bachelor Bob Guiney slams Gerry and Theresa's divorce decision. Former Bachelor star Bob Guiney disagrees with Gerry Turner and Theresa Nist's decision to divorce. The Golden Bachelor couple tied the knot just 3 months ago. Keep reading to see where Bob Guiney thinks the former couple went wrong. Bob Guiney has ties to Bachelor Nation going back almost to the beginning. Viewers first met him as a contestant on Season 1 of The Bachelorette. Despite her choosing someone else, he is still good friends with Theresa Sutter. His popularity with fans led to Bob Guiney being cast as the Bachelor for Season 4. He left his season in a relationship with contestant Estella Gardinier, though they didn't get engaged. They broke up shortly after the season ended. He married All My Children actress Rebecca Budig in 2004, just a few months after The Bachelor. The couple were married until 2010 when they amicably divorced. They had no children. Bob Guiney tied the knot with Jessica Canyon in 2016, and they have 2 children together. As someone familiar with divorce, Bob Guiney shared his thoughts on Golden Bachelor couple Theresa Nist and Gerry Turner's sudden divorce. He joined his former love interest Theresa Sutter and Bachelor Nation star Ashley Akinetti on an episode of the Almost Famous podcast. Gerry and Theresa were the hot topic. While many alums from the franchise spoke out in support of the former couple, Bob Guiney and Ashley I were less supportive. The former Bachelor speculated that the pairing was fundamentally flawed from the jump. He reasoned, "You don't let someone spend a couple $1,000,000 on your wedding and televise it for the world to see to then just allow it to crash and burn so quickly." Gerry Turner and Theresa Nist married in January 2024, just 2 months after the world watched their engagement on the Golden Bachelor funnel. Bob Guiney slammed the couple for giving up so easily. "You don't make that step without exhausting everything that you can exhaust if you truly love that person," he added. "I can say as someone who went through a divorce." Well, what could they have done instead? Bob Guiney suggested maybe they should never have gotten married in the first place. Maybe pump the brakes, he said about the estranged couple's rush to the altar. Gerry and Theresa claim that living in separate states caused their divorce. Neither one wanted to move away from their families. To Bob Guiney, that's not an excuse to divorce. Maybe they just sort of take a few minutes and, I don't know, try to salvage this whole thing, he suggested. All in all, the former Bachelor star doesn't think distance was the reason for the divorce. "I have a hard time accepting the fact that they weren't going to live together is why they're getting divorced," he said, mirroring Nick Viall's comments on the situation. Do you agree with Bob Guiney that Theresa and Gerry didn't try hard enough to save their marriage? Sound off in the comments. In the glittering world of reality TV, where love blooms under the watchful eyes of millions, some stories end not with a fairy tale happily ever after, but with the harsh realities of heartbreak and separation. For Bachelor Bob Guiney, a man who had his own brush with televised romance, the news of Gerry and Theresa's divorce decision was like a bitter pill to swallow. It was a crisp autumn morning when the tabloid headlines screamed the shocking news: Gerry and Theresa call it quits. The world was in a state of disbelief. Gerry and Theresa, the couple who seemed to have it all, the looks, the charm, and the undying love, were now heading for Splitsville. As the news spread like wildfire, Bachelor Bob found himself inundated with messages and calls from friends and fans alike, all seeking his take on the situation. After all, he was no stranger to the highs and lows of televised romance. His own journey to find love on the small screen had been fraught with drama, tears, and ultimately, heartbreak. Bob, with his rugged good looks and easy charm, had captured the hearts of viewers during his stint on The Bachelor. But behind the smiles and rose ceremonies, he knew all too well the weight of expectations and the crushing pressure of public scrutiny. Now, as he sat in his cozy apartment, sipping on a steaming cup of coffee, Bob couldn't shake off the sense of déjà vu. Gerry and Theresa's story mirrored his own in many ways: the whirlwind romance, the grand gestures of love, and ultimately the unraveling of their once perfect relationship. But what had gone wrong? That was the question on everyone's lips. Gerry and Theresa had seemed like the epitome of #relationship goals, with their picture-perfect Instagram posts and glamorous red carpet appearances. Yet, behind closed doors, cracks had begun to appear in their seemingly flawless facade. As Bob mulled over the situation, he couldn't help but feel a pang of disappointment. He had rooted for Gerry and Theresa, hoping against hope that they would defy the odds and prove that love truly conquers all. But now, faced with the harsh reality of their impending divorce, he couldn't help but feel disillusioned. In a rare moment of candor, Bob decided to speak out. He penned a heartfelt message, pouring out his thoughts and feelings on the matter. In his impassioned plea, he urged Gerry and Theresa to reconsider their decision, to fight for their love with the same fervor and passion that had once brought them together. But his words fell on deaf ears. Gerry and Theresa were adamant in their resolve to part ways, citing irreconcilable differences and the toll that fame and fortune had taken on their relationship. Try as he might, Bob couldn't shake off the feeling of helplessness that engulfed him. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the initial shock of Gerry and Theresa's divorce began to fade into the background. Life went on as it always does, but for Bachelor Bob, the scars of their failed romance remained etched in his heart. But amidst the darkness, there was a glimmer of hope, for in the midst of his own pain and disillusionment, Bob had stumbled upon a newfound sense of purpose, to use his platform for good, to shine a light on the complexities of love and relationships, and to remind others that even in the face of heartbreak, there is always hope for a brighter tomorrow. And so, armed with nothing but his unwavering optimism and unshakable belief in the power of love, Bachelor Bob embarked on a new chapter in his life, one filled with hope, healing, and the promise of a love that knows no bounds. For if there's one thing he's learned from his own journey, it's that true love is worth fighting for, no matter the odds.